guys, welcome to another stream. Worked with the ZV1 a little bit. It wasn't working during the live stream this weekend, and so it wasn't working right. It was choppy, but I worked with it a little bit and got it fixed. I'm just running through the rest of the chat, and then Todd will run the chat for the rest of the evening.
Hello, Eric. Hello, Thomas.
So, got a lot to do tonight. I plan on getting through to stage 60, which is going to mess me up because 62 is going to be where the frame or the chassis and the body meet. And I've heard that that one is really difficult. Hey, Gilly, welcome. But now tonight, working on a little bit on the roof, a little bit on the back. It's going to be mostly wiring and stairs. So, had an interesting evening last night. Told the guys on Discord. I got to crawl around underneath my house last night because I have a sewer line that is partially blocked. So I get to get that cleared using a snake and chemicals now. So let me go ahead and switch cameras. And no, Todd, I have not yet. I have it somewhere. And I've got the keypad to where I can switch it, but I still have not yet gotten the.
I was more
OBS
wondering,
setup.
your screen in the back wasn't turned on.
Funny thing about that. I set it up, did the same thing I do every week, and I don't know if people have noticed, but what I usually have up there is the initial title card. And tonight, after I uploaded it, I opened YouTube up on the TV app. Wasn't there. The video has not showed up yet, so I think they've done something on YouTube, changed something to where I can no longer do that. I always thought it was kind of fun to have the title card up for the build that I was doing, or the build I was doing at the time. And Dave is here tonight. Hello, Dave. Glad to see you. Especially after watching you build and using you as my mentor when it comes to building this thing.
We all jumped off the Sunday stream just to go watch.
Yep. Matter of fact, I think we closed the Sunday stream down after that.
Yep.
Okay, so let me get this put away. So I've heard very many things about this box and this switch. I've heard that the box very easily could fall, you could break the wires on it, and it doesn't surprise me. Not a problem, Dave. We enjoy it. It doesn't surprise me because I've seen other ones that the boxes were not that well built. My plan is I may or may not order a aftermarket kit to replace this, but I will be putting a jack in here of some sort. This switch should probably be okay as long as it doesn't get ripped off. Hey, Chris, welcome. Glad to have you tonight. And if you can't tell from the look, this is metal. Very heavy. Oh, there. Where did I put the mouse? Couldn't find my mouse. I need my mouse because I can't change pages without it. All right, so the first thing it says, fit the battery box into here and then put these switch in. I'm just looking at it. The battery box has a couple of screws here. I believe it eventually, or has a couple of lugs here. Just realized I never turned on the center light that I had turned off because it was going to glare right into the camera. So there's a couple of lugs here, and I believe it goes in here like this eventually. So what I'm going to do, oh, and that is absolutely terrible the way they did this. Because literally to be able to put this in here, the wire was sealed together here. I had to pull it apart. Let me see if the camera's going to play nice. And of course, just like always, I am completely prepared. I did not yet set up the screwdriver. It's been so long since I've put screws in the metal, I didn't have the oil handy either.
You're fired.
I am. Hey, as long as you know what you're doing, we're fine. I had to take the goofy hat off because it was bouncing off one of the lights. And that switch is not bad, but it could be better. I'm just looking how it's eventually going to go in here like that. So
Dave says this is probably the worst part of the build. The switch and wire.
Yeah, I can believe it. Oh, yay. And the switch, of course, has to stick down beyond the bottom of the metal. Interesting. Let me try it the other way, because what I'm finding is when I line up the screw holes. Okay, that's going to work. When I lined up the screw holes with the switch in the other way, it was not going to let me put this or turn it off and on.
Ian is asking if anybody makes a power mod for this.
There is one from Model Mods, but it's one of these things of I can run the only thing it does is, from what I've seen, is just put power into a very similar box to this, maybe with a different switch. I can run a switch and a cable to it. So I'll take care of that at some point. I will probably just leave this switch here and change out these wires, or actually cut it right off the box and go from there.
I actually don't think it's model mods. Isn't it part work upgrades, Ian's shop?
Yeah, Dave actually posted that in the chat.
Eric says it's a tasty build, isn't it, Ian? Yes, you're right, Dave. I actually checked model mods. They do not have a power mod for it. Yeah, Ian Campbell's company.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris and Dave.
Speaking of which, I'm currently waiting from Model Mods, because it will when I get it, once it gets here, I will actually install it. The power mod for the Ecto 1, because I know that, at least I hope, somebody keeps telling us, somebody who will remain nameless, Todd,
What?
that their website should be up soon.
Yes. Well, that's what they tell me.
Yeah. Well, as soon as their website's up, I know based on what Elamos was going to charge me exactly how much I would have paid them. and I will gladly pay that much or a little bit more.
Well, that was one of the things when I asked the general director is, do you think the prices will be cheaper since Eagle Moss is not in the middle anymore? And they said, with the cost of everything going up, probably not.
Yeah.
Ian would like to know how heavy it will be when it's done. You know, I don't know that Buck would know that, but Dave would surely know that. He's built like 5 of these things. Dave, how heavy is it? Have you weighed it?
I think I read somewhere that it's going to be like 14 kilos, which is almost 30 pounds. But you're right. Dave will know, or I hope.
14 kilos. So double that plus a little bit more. 28.
Yeah.
So 30 pounds. Oh my God, it's 30 pounds. Oh, that's a heavy model.
DeLorean's pretty heavy too.
No, DeLorean was like 22, 21.
But DeLorean's only half the height of this thing too.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. I need a longer piece of tape than that.
See? Ian thought the DeLorean was heavy. No. I would be interested to see how heavy this is, or how heavy the Ecto 1 when it's completed is. How close it is to this one. The Ecto 1 is extremely long.
Yes, it is.
See? Ian agrees. How heavy will the Ecto 1 be? We don't know. Nobody's actually finished it. I mean, well, people have used 3D parts to finish it, but not with stock parts. We'll find out soon, hopefully.
Well, and the thing is, with the 3D printed parts, especially for car panels, that's going to make a significant difference on those quarter panels being resin or plastic or something along that line, those lines, rather than metal. Yeah, this is definitely going to get replaced and rewired, because this wire, I am sure, is not going to reach to that.
I don't know what you're showing. There you go. Couldn't see what you were looking at there.
This wire here. Come on, focus. Wow.
You zoomed in. You got to back up. Yeah.
Yeah. This wire here, the P wire, has got to go into the circuit board that I'll be putting in today. I'm going to need to add bracing to the bench.
Yeah. It's going to build part work, so you better have a sturdy table.
Yep.
Those are just 2-pin JST connectors. I have a pile of them. Yeah, so you can buy those connectors on like eBay, because I bought a ton of 2-pin, 3-pin, 4-pin for the Enterprise, and then they can be used on almost all these models. They all use the same kind of plugs.
Yeah, and that's things I will probably use this one, and when I cut the battery box out, that's going to give me enough wire. I'd be in construction workbench. So this is something I've actually been waiting for, and if it had any metal in the roof, it would be an issue of possibly shorting out LEDs. Because, I don't know, let me just do this. Better.
Yeah, Ian's right. Not to mention the uber quality of the wire solder joints.
Yeah.
I mean, those mirror plugs, those wires just snapped right off. They only soldered like a millimeter wire onto the pedal plugs.
Well, interesting that there is one resistor per board, and it looks like it's just a straight shot across.
Is that seriously just a board with 2 traces on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. That's okay. I mean, they skimped on the electrics, but they did well on the bus itself. Okay, so the first thing it says to arrange it so that it'll run around the bus, semi. Oh wait, let's turn it like the picture. And should, you know, until this is the floor for the second deck is in here, it'll be really easy to fix anything that goes wrong with this. So the first one is going to go in here. Let me back the camera up. I like this remote, but it is picky. There we go.
Like the first time you push it, it reconnects the camera, and then you hold it down to make it work. It works,
Yeah.
but it's temperamental.
Yep. So push, and this is actually very snug. So it's a 3mm. This is a 3mm socket for a 3mm bulb, which is good.
Ian says you should test those lights first, please. 24 volts.
Yes.
Eric says he thinks when you finish it, you should grime up the engine and weather the snot out of the floors and steps, rust up the corner panel edges, etc.
No.
And Dave said he made a template of the circuit board so he could easily tell which plug went where.
What I'm doing right now, so turn the power supply on at 3 volts because I know that these are going to run at 4.5 based on three AAAs, which are not going to last very long. Let me see. Ever since I rearranged the shop, I have to look for some things.
Ian says it's a London bus, just make some fake vomit for the floorboards.
What I'm looking for is my Arduino wires.
Can't you just plug it into the battery pack? Throw some batteries in it? I mean, one of those plugs.
That would be like smart and stuff. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where is my socket? There it is. Fake vomit. Wow. That socket is much too small. Let me see if it's going to plug into here. It should. Of course, then I'm going to have the switch turned off.
Gordon says, hey. Hi, guys.
Hey, Gordon, welcome. Now I have to look and see where these wires run to. Black to there, red to there.
Hi, Gordon. I'm just sitting over Buck's shoulder, just watching. Dave says he has a bus he bought off a fellow builder that has fish and chips under the hood and a bra and panties on the back upper deck seats. Excellent. That's the one you put the stripper pole in.
That is not working. Just for giggles. Not at 3.8 volts. That works. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I did not. There you go. All your lights are lit up.
Yep, but I hit the leads together and my power supply doesn't like that. Squeaks at me then.
Gordon says it must be a butler's bus.
Get this out of the way. I'm just checking to make sure. Oh, there's the problem. I'm sitting here. Why isn't this not coming away from here? It would help if I unplugged it. If I'm going to check it, I want to make sure that all the bulbs are working. And that's kind of funny. There's the reason that these have a resistor on them. The boards here have a resistor on them is to make sure that the power makes it all the way down. Because the LEDs that were closer to the power, where I connected the power, were brighter than the ones further away.
They have those wired in series. Are you kidding?
Yes. No,
Oh.
I'm not.
Oh.
And I was looking further along because I've got Pack 12 coming in the mail now. And I was like, I looked at it and I'm like, that's really cool. And then I saw that the stickers, or that they're stickers, they're not painted onto the bus. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. If I ever have to take it apart, then there go my decals.
I agree with Ian. I'm really surprised they used them as series. Because you lose one one LED on the way and you lose them all. Like the old Christmas lights.
Interesting. Okay, that's better. I had to bend these a little bit left and right to be able to actually get this board to go where it's supposed to.
It doesn't sit flush? Where's that supposed to go?
Does.
It just sits up inside the. Oh.
No,
you got more? Oh.
Yeah. I've read this before and I've looked at it and I'm like, really? Push these down in and you can see how this one's bowed a little bit. This one's the same way. So I have to pull a little bit on the LEDs to straighten it out.
Ian says, I assume he's talking about series lighting, but for the first sin of lighting a model. Yep, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Although it depends on how it works out, because I've actually done some series lighting in models before. Because for the effect I wanted, it was the only way I could do it. Like my black pearl that used to be up here until the great shelf collapse. And I was like, nah, it's done. But when I got rid of it,
go ahead.
When I got rid of it, it was because when I wired it, it had no resistors in it whatsoever, because I figured out how much voltage was going to go through, and I actually wired all of them in series.
Yeah. Put your side stickers or advert streamers on magnetic thin cards so you can take them off anytime.
Very good idea. Do you have... That sounds awesome. Now my question is, do you have a link?
I can get you one. Hang on a second. I used it before.
Wow. Not sure if you're going to be able to see that. Let me see. I'm going to switch cameras because Anybody who does their own soldering is going to see this and cringe. Yeah. And I'm gonna look at that resistor.
Sweatshop electronics, baby.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Those boards just stick up at an angle like that. They don't lay flush against the interior or anything?
They do.
Oh, you eventually bend them over or something?
Yes.
Ah, gotcha.
I've seen it. I saw this originally, and I was like, this is the hokeyest thing. And well, this is really interesting. So it says to bend it this way.
See, it's funny because he says you can do series with a common positive and negative one LED. That's called parallel wiring. But yes, no, you know what? I will use resistors on any LED that I have room to fit it. I will only wire them another way if I can't, and it's strange with because if his resistor fails on a parallel circuit, it can, obviously wreck all the LED. It's just a
everything
mess.
else stays working.
Yeah.
Well, so here's what's interesting. The resistors are all on this side, towards the inside. When they fold it down, they're towards the outside.
Oh.
Yeah, but you can see it. There's physically no way to put these boards in the other way because of this light. But yeah, that is how you deal with the LED legs sticking up like that.
What's the size of the largest advert? Because you can get these adhesive sheets for 4x6 inch, 8x10.
I think it's like this long. Just throw a link into Discord, and I'll look at them later.
Yeah, they're super easy. They're super, and they're cheap. It's the $6.
Yeah. This one is not one to stay in. So it says fold them down. I'm looking for if they tell me to tape it down. They only say to tape the wires.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, is that going to mount up against a metal surface? Do you need to protect those contacts or insulate them?
I don't believe so. I believe the upper floor is plastic.
Gotcha.
But because of the way that one is sitting, wow, I got leg in the tripod through the scissors. Because this one keeps popping up, that one gets electrical tape to keep it in. And it is very possible that I will go back and redo this completely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking a individual wire for each one, or individual pair of wires.
So at least the lighting's consistent?
Yeah. Well, so the lighting doesn't go out. Now, I will say I am very impressed with how long LEDs can last. The average lifespan of an LED is like 50,000 hours.
Unless you put 24 volts on them.
Well, yeah. My wife did drama masks back in 2013, I think is when she finished them. And other than when they were packed up because we were moving, they have been on since then. So I've sat down and figured it out one time, and they've been on for out of the 50,000 hours, we're closing in on 90,000.
Speaking of your wife, did you see all the new Lego Christmas Village?
I did not.
Oh, I'll have to throw that in Discord too.
Yeah. Well, I will say, since you mention it, I step out of the room for a second and come back right back. She did buy a couple of models she wants me to build.
What is that? Oh, Disney castles?
This one is, I think it was, this one's Cinderella.
Cinderella's the bigger one. Sleeping Beauty is
Okay,
the
so
other one.
Yeah. So yeah, those are.
Disneyland has
Those
Sleeping
are-
Beauty's castle because it's the smaller one.
Yeah. Those are going to be built sometime soon. The nice thing is, they need no paint. Okay, so let me retape this. I just so bad almost want to just rip the wires out of this battery box. Really, really reminds me of the Enterprise battery box. You know, I broke one of them and never fixed it. I used it to test, or use the leads off of it as test leads. I'm just looking. Thank you. Oh, you're going to cost me money there, Todd.
I thought that would look good. She's got that big Christmas display. You might like that. Another little Christmas build. That could be your speed build for New Year's.
Sometimes that door stinks. Oh yeah, well, and she's hoping to finish that display by Christmas. Because the size of that thing, once it's set up, she's not taking it down. That's the benefit of being an older couple with no kids anymore. So this is the part of this, what was it said? Staircase structure and circuit board. Lots and lots of little bitty plugs. But at least it's not just basically a single wire. Let me zoom in on this if it'll play nice.
Is that printed?
Huh?
Is that printed?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to zoom in on. Love this remote. A lot of times what I end up doing is turning it off and turning it back on to get it to work.
Ian said earlier, just to get the Sony remote, it's instantaneous. There you go. Oh my gosh, look at that.
It's not quite focusing, but it is legible actually.
I can read the Park Royale vehicles. Shepherd's Bush and Liverpool Street, Route 11. That's impressive. Looks really good. Is that little Park Royal vehicles? Is that little metal insert?
This?
The little nameplate? Yeah, up in the upper right. That's that metal.
I do. Yeah, it is, and it's a metal nameplate glued in there.
That's cool. Very cool.
Whoa, sorry. Trying to remember where the. Now it's gonna. it's almost like it doesn't. Honestly, it acts like the battery's dead, but it was a brand, maybe should have been a brand new battery. And I did test it when I first started having issues with it. I hate when I lose my mouse. So we got the staircase wall, handrail railing, staircase structure.
Alexa.
Don't do it, Todd. That's in the other room. So DPs and NPs for screws. I don't know if you heard the moose in here.
Oh, a little boat? A little one?
Apparently my wife brought a bottle of bone, and it's probably the size of the table. Probably should not have thrown the silver ones in there because I'm going to need 3 of them. Okay, so first thing that goes on here is this, and just like normal, it's got a lug on the back. You know, if I push on the back of the battery or the battery door, it works a little bit better. So you got 2 sockets here, 2 lugs, one with a keyway.
Hang on, guys.
Tyson, go. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to step away. My wife was, I don't know if you guys heard her, but it sounded like she was loud enough that you could hear her. Okay. This goes on here like that. Then 2 of the black DP screws go in from the back to hold it in. We can get them set up first. Very close to thinking about getting those Wera screwdrivers there, Todd.
I love them. I mean, I use the PHO so much that I had to get a second one, but I still use them both.
Yeah.
Like, it started to get a little chipped and stuff, but it takes a long time.
That's the thing is, I was actually looking, and the set that you used to have on, or that you have on your build site, I don't think they have anymore.
The Kraftwerks,
One
the
with
4 set, yeah, they do. I saw it there. Let me see if I can find it again.
I know there was a set that they used to have that was started at 000.
Yes, that's the one I have. It goes all the way up
I
to
don't
1.
think I couldn't find it yesterday, or a couple days ago. Make sure this one's tight. So there's the handrail. I have to remember how far in I'm zoomed.
It's the same set I sent to Eric. Let me see if I can find it.
This goes with the
Oh.
NPs.
It's no longer available, and they don't know when it'll be back in stock. Bummer.
See, I looked. I thought about buying it. You know, I'm really glad the electronics are not near as sensitive as they used to be. Can you imagine how bad it would have been for a circuit board from the, let's say, 70s or maybe even the 80s, using a magnetic screwdriver on it? There's a flange on these NP screws to hold the circuit board on, and I'm not going to tighten it down to where I possibly can crack the board.
Well, and make sure it's not touching any traces. Yeah, every time they do this stuff like that, I always use like a fiber washer, like a M2 fiber washer, something that's non-conductive, because I'm always afraid it's going to short traces out. Any flange screw.
I'm
That's
looking
silly.
at it and I don't see anything. Because it actually, I don't think touches the board so much as the board is snugged down by the screw. But it isn't firmly held in place. The screw actually, when it hits bottom, right there, the red plastic, it's actually just about flush with the board. Let me zoom that out just a hair because I tend to work a little bit closer than I am. There. No, there are 4 holes in circuit breaker that fit over the base sockets. Yeah, okay. And this is the wall and the handrail here. Goes on here like so. There's 3 holes in the handrail. One here, here, and here. Pin on both sides, or on each spot, so that it'll go on just like that. And it's going to use those silver DP screws I put in here. Only the silver ones. Now to see if I can get the black ones without grabbing all the silver ones back. So I'm going to do the top one first. Cross thread it so that I can just really mangle the hole. You know, I just thought about something. Hibbo had his bus on, and I'm sure he has it on quite regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that he changed out his lights?
I don't.
Oh, not Hibbo, Horlicks. Sorry.
Oh, he turns his bus all the time. I think he used the stock lighting.
Okay. Yeah, well, and that is the thing about LEDs, is that before this gets put together to where I can't get back to the LEDs, I will burn those LEDs in for probably a week.
Yeah.
That is how those parts are.
Ian says,
Because
anyone
once
got
you-
some extra AP screws? I'm sure he has a pile of them after the DeLorean was finished.
I don't have very many AP screws, but I got a ton of DP screws. So let's move these out of the way. What's funny is the parts that I'm working on tonight are the parts that I had here just in case things went fast last week. And these are the top stairs. Way back in, I think it was like, I know it was in the first pack, but like within the first 2 or 3 issues, built the stairway, half the stairway. Here's where we build the second half of the stairway. Hey, look, more DP screws. Thanks, Todd. I heard the beep, looked over and saw that you posted a link.
It's a different set, but it's got the PH1, the PHO, and the PH double O in it, plus some flats.
Right. So I didn't, dopey me, I didn't pay attention when I took these out, so now I've got to make sure I get the right one. Now that one's going to go with this one here. Okay. There's a pin, 2 lugs that stick up, go into these holes, these depressions, and the screw heads go in there. I'm going to get them all 3 set up and just nail all 6 screws at once. Let me, just in case, make sure, yeah, okay. Made sure that the manual didn't say, okay, first put this one riser on, now attach it to this other one. Because there's multiple screw holes on the bottom here. I was double checking to make sure which one actually was for the tread. There's one. This is one of those times that I would almost like to have an electric, and I'm off screen, sorry. Would almost like to have an electric screwdriver to do these with. But then I'd strip out the plastic and it would be just ugly. Parts would fall off. Second one. And one last screw there. I'm going to leave the rest of these out because I'm going to need them to attach the steps to each other. Let me just, okay, yeah. Wasn't sure if it was going to actually be screws attaching it to that, to the steps here. Oh, and actually, that's all it's done in this stage. These parts are extra for the next stage, which means I'm going to get more DP screws.
Excellent.
And haven't seen them in a while. The silver BP screws. I'm getting more of those. I almost might have to go out to the garage and get one more stage. I'm not going to do stage 62 tonight because that's the one that is going to be the heartache. But I might have to go get stage 61 because this is going really fast tonight.
Now, what do you mean by heartache?
Stage 62, you get seats, but you don't touch the seats for like 4 stages. Stage 62 and stage 63, you get a bunch of parts, you get a bunch of seats, but you don't put them together because you're putting the deck, attaching the deck to the chassis. And it looks like it's going to be a bear. I'm expecting that stage 62 and 63 will be a single stream by themselves.
Wow.
Some more JPs. But when I get to that point, that is going to be really exciting because that will actually be the bus starting to take shape. Exciting for me, maybe not so much for you guys. Like I said, more DP screws. Hey, Ian, I got some AP screws. Ow!
He does need them.
I don't know if they're the same one. Is he out of, does he seriously need AP screws?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to bleed. So each kick plate gets 6 screws. And B, D, F, H. Oh, okay. This one came in this pack. Each of these kick plates, it should be identical. There was, at the beginning of the build, there were a couple of them that were different. Just like this one here that had to wrap around the corner here. Nope. It's kind of funny because the bits that come with this screwdriver are different from the bits that, or this heads on the Wera screwdrivers, because this is, according to these bits, is a 1.5. Double check. Rounded part on top. I'm just going to get them all started and then go back and tighten them all down. It's kind of funny because I'm pretty sure everybody that's watching from the UK has seen this go on multiple times.
Oh, I'm sure.
So just out of curiosity, that mod that you worked on with Horlicks,
Yes.
does power and then does it do all the lights separately? I think
Yes.
that's what he was saying yesterday.
He used a, I think it was either a 4-channel or a 6-channel IC chip. It's like a transistor chip. And then just we did some programming in with a HCO1 receiver and an Arduino. And then he found just a basic Bluetooth controller app to send commands to the receiver. Arduino accepted them and triggered the switches.
That's cool.
But then he lost the file. So
Yeah, he was saying that yesterday that he had to rebuild the file before he could give it to anybody. That's the only problem with Arduinos. You have to write a program for them. And I'm a simple man these days. I have simple pleasures, which is why I have not yet gotten into Arduino, although I know people that could help me to write things left and right. Actually, earlier when I was looking at these, this one I thought came with this pack. It did not. It came with the last pack, the one that the last kick panel goes on to does not have tread on top. That screw is not playing nice. Interesting. I think I actually have the wrong screw there mixed in with the DPs. Yep. So yeah, this part does not have a kick panel or tread on top, but it does get a kick panel. Do love the way that these kick panels look once they're on here. What did I think I've mentioned it earlier that I have stage or shipment 12 has charged. It's not yet shipped. So based on Christmas shipping, Thanksgiving coming up, and all the holidays and everything else, and how long it takes the Chicago customs to look at it, I figure I'll have that packed by January.
I just got a
Like
shipping
11
notification for my next Titanic, so that's good. But I don't think it'll be here till Saturday.
Is it coming from the UK?
It comes from Florida, which before that comes from the UK. And I'm checking my Iron Man, and they haven't even charged me for my next one.
Yeah, I noticed that today too. They're overdue. I was actually supposed to be, well, not really overdue. I was supposed to be charged on Saturday.
Oh, mine says the 23rd. I still have another week for the next Iron Man charges.
Yeah, mine was supposed to be on the 10th. It's now the 14th. Actually, because of D'Agostini and trying to keep track of what was supposed to be shipped, where it was, and everything else, I built a spreadsheet to track this stuff. And that's also why I can, at a moment's notice, look and see exactly how much I still owe on any particular model. I'm torn, Todd. I know Eric said I should do the two cars, but on Discord, but I'm torn between when the Routemaster is done, between doing the Bismarck or starting to get parts for kit and for the charger. Only problem is, it would take 6 to 8 months for me to get enough parts to be able to keep a continuous build going on.
Yeah, the Charger's not a bad build. There's some trouble spots in the suspension I'm not a fan of, but I mean it's a '69 Charger with a blower in the hood.
Well, and that's the thing, is that the difference between, you know, now that I've had my last payment taken, that frees up enough to actually buy 2 other part works if I
Right.
do a 24-month one. But I'm really thinking that the Bismarck is sailing over that horizon in January.
It's a very
Put
intricate
this-
build. You like ships,
I do.
and it's very motorized. Like all the turrets move and the radars move and it's lit. And
Yeah. And I also saw, watching Wayne, you can build it stock, but it looks a lot better if you just do a little bit of touch up to it.
yeah, there's little
Like-
things like painting the little life preservers and things like that for sure.
Well, I was thinking painting the portholes.
Didn't he do that with a Sharpie?
He might have. This one is another imposter BP screw. Instead of pulling it all the way back out, it's already in there pretty well. The other one wouldn't go in at all. Once it's in there, ow. Interesting. That's actually a pointed screw. Most of these are not pointed. Yeah, the Bismarck with all the photo etch and everything, and you can't anneal the photo etch because it's pre-painted.
Well, you could always, strip the paint, anneal it, and then paint it again.
Yeah. But with my luck, if I strip the paint, annealed it, and then painted it again, unless I pre-bent it, the paint would crack right off. The only thing I'm not positive on the Bismarck, and I'm willing to bet if I went out and searched, I'd find it, is the decks. They're plastic and they look like plastic.
Oh, if somebody did a new deck for him?
Eric left. Did you know he left?
I had no idea he left. Where'd he go?
He probably went and got lunch or something.
I'm sure he's
Yeah,
putting
they-
his feet up somewhere now.
Yeah. No, I don't know that somebody has done one yet, but it would be awesome if there were wooden decks for them.
For sure.
Okay, so this is rather badly planned, because the screw heads from the kick panel block you from putting the part on.
How are you supposed to do it then? I agree, Gilly.
Well,
Hit the thumbs up, like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Channels.
do stuff. I do too.
Gilly says that Eric was playing a cool game this morning, streaming it. What was he playing?
I think I don't know if it was No Man's Sky or something else. I know he's been playing a lot of No Man's Sky lately.
Yeah, I watched him for a while run around Smash Rocks, so on some other stream.
Oh, so he wasn't playing No Man's Sky. He was playing, what is it, Minecraft.
Oh no, it was definitely No Man's Sky, but apparently that's what you do in that game. Run around Smash Rocks.
I'm just double checking. 58H.
Eric says he was playing Days Gone, a zombie game.
Oh, Days Gone. Okay.
My buddy was playing SnowRunner. Loved the hell out of it, since I knew you'd like playing it. And then he just stopped cold turkey.
Yeah, well, ever since I got Far Cry 6, I haven't played SnowRunner. Right now I'm looking at the pictures in the book to make sure I'm getting the right ones. Okay. Yeah, because this, I don't know. Yeah, actually they did. The kick panel does go underneath, ends up going underneath the stair below, which is why you can't put the kick panel in after the stairs are on. But the screw heads are in the way. Once the pin is in, once these screw heads are all the way down, I literally would not have to put the screws on the bottom, because this is snug with no screws.
So that's why you need the Weras. They have nice long shafts. You don't have to worry about them rubbing on things and get in there a little easier.
Yeah.
Gilly says once he gets his new set, I can start playing games again. I think he means new computer. It's the Canadian in him. And Eric says that I need to set up a flight sim corner for myself and stream it. Oh, I don't know if I want to go down that road again.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with that? I mean, it's like back, and I still do flight sims occasionally, but I picked up a long time ago the Thrustmaster HOTAS, hands on throttle and stick setup. And it's really cool because it has cable that, you know, it's either attached to the throttle and the side stick are attached to each other, or you can take the cable out and stretch it out to where it's almost as wide as your keyboard. Your keyboard is supposed to fit between them, but it doesn't.
Yeah. I went to a flight sim con in Las Vegas years ago, and there was one of the vendors in there was giving away a Warthog, the Thrustmaster Warthog set, which is like a $600 joystick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were having this drawing, and I put my name in the drawing, and I asked them, I said, well, when are you going to do the drawing? And they said the time, and it was like a minute after the very last session of the day, which was actually Rob Carranzo of PMDG. So everybody was in that one, obviously, to see what kind of, you know, airplanes were coming and so on. And as soon as it ended, I ran over to the booth, and I was the only person to show up. So like, well, I guess you win. They gave me the joystick. I took it home because nobody else showed up. They all apparently forgot.
That's cool. This one actually popped in underneath the screw heads without any problem. Now, it's funny because my wife and my son, neither one of them understand how I can get enjoyment out of a flight sim, you know, out of Microsoft Flight Sim, just flying an airplane. And it is slow and stuff like that, but I enjoy it. I don't do as much as I used to.
Well, they just Microsoft Flight Simulator just came out with Sim Update 11, and they added a bunch of stuff and helicopters and new planes and a whole bunch of world like locations and what's the word I'm looking for? Like not monuments, like landmarks.
Yeah.
But I need to update it. We'll have to see. That's what I typically, I get just as much fun flying that 737 as I did when I had a cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
Rascal
Well,
says, I don't play a lot during the summer. When it comes, I hibernate. That's why I expect way more videos out of him when he's during the winter.
Yeah.
And the snow comes up to the windows. And he says, damn, you're lucky. Yeah, well, I don't think it was luck as much as I was just there. Nobody else was. Nobody else showed up.
Well, and that's the thing, too, with the flight sim. What was I going to say? Oh, I would upgrade to Flight Sim 11. The only problem is anything that any add-ons you already have, it's not backwards compatible.
What did you fly before? Like X-Plane or the previous FSX? P3D?
Yeah, FSX.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Throw that away. Burn it to the ground. It's not even, the comparison's not even close anymore. Like, never, ever use FSX ever again. I used FSX for a long time, and then I even tried the Steam version, and then I did P3D, and I flew P3D forever and ever, and I'll never go back to either one. As soon as the PMDG 737 came out, I was sold. That's it. Just being able to, everything, and they have the whole globe model. You don't have to buy scenery anymore. Forget it. You can literally buzz your house, and it'll be modeled in the game. It's crazy. Eric says they love the F4 Phantom Flight Sim. Instructions came in a 3-ring binder, tons of information and charts. Yep. Did it go over your head, Eric, or did you read it all and understand it all?
Well, see, and that's actually what I'm looking for, because I like to fly around places I know.
For sure.
And look at things that should be there and they're not. And it's like, it's almost enjoyable, but not so much. So you're saying that if I flew over, say, my old house up in Wisconsin, it would be there?
Yep. So first thing I did when I installed the game, fly over my house.
They have to have something, it's got to be tied into Google Maps or something.
It is tied into Bing Maps because it's a Microsoft product.
Ah, yeah.
What is this? I just got a package from Great Britain. What is in here? What do we have here? Mike Lane has sent me the dashboard grills for Knight Rider. Oh, those look very nice. Cool. I'll have to put those on. Eric says he read a lot of it. He did not read a lot of it. He just flew and got frustrated a lot. I bet.
Well, Todd, he said it's modeled off of Bing Maps.
Mm-hmm.
What would be really cool is if I could fly over my car, because I'm actually on Bing Maps.
I think they did some kind of AI on roads to remove cars. They did the same thing for airports to remove planes, like the images of planes and the shadows. They had to do that to remove the clouds, things like that. But there's you can get a very quick add-on that there's a mod to let you use Google Maps, which is got even more detail, and the photogrammetry still works. So it's great for VFR. Like if you want to fly around, you can recognize buildings and landmarks and lakes, and if you're familiar with an area and you want to fly VFR, man, it's great for that. I mean, of course, I like to fly airliners, and so I'm so high you can't tell the difference anyway. But like if you just want to get in a chopper now or a little 172 and just putz around, you totally can.
Yeah. Well, see, the problem with the chopper is that the chopper is not going to be anywhere near the experience you would get from a real one, because very few people can, well, not very few people, but it's very difficult to get like into a hover. Because most people, I don't think, have enough channels in their brain to hit all the controllers at the same time.
Well, it's a full contact sport, right? Both hands, both feet, all the time.
Yes, exactly. Does it have, similar to the older flight sims, does it have the tutorials? Because I always go
Yes. Well, I mean, because they kind of redesigned it, so now it has a GUI that you can fly like outside the plane, and it'll show you most of your gauges and stuff. Because, excuse me, they designed it to be played with Xbox controllers
Ah,
because it's portable. It's ported to both PCs and Xbox.
yeah, because that's the thing is, I always end up flying the training missions. Oh, come on. Just one.
I mean, I remember the very first one from Microprose.
Oh yeah. Or what was it? Microprose F-117 fighter. That was the coolest game because, you know, you had the radar, you know, very low radar cross section, very low IR threat. And the greatest thing is if you ran out of gas and you got it to a certain height and set your AOA to a certain level, you could coast in that thing around the planet.
Yeah, there is an echo now.
What?
I hear myself.
You should not hear yourself.
Well, I do.
That's not right, Todd.
Tell me about it.
Well, that's easily fixed. There should be
better
no
now?
echo now.
Oh,
I
put your
know.
headset on.
Yep.
Eric says it doesn't have to be a side stick for starters. Joystick said it'd be great though if they did. It makes it more realistic talking about flying helicopters in a flight sim. Yeah, like you can use the Warthog. It has so many controls on it that you can use the throttle as your collective, and it's got dials and wheels you can spin on it for the throttle, because most of the time the throttle's 100% anyway on a helicopter, and then use the pedals and a joystick. But you know, I also have both the Honeycomb Alpha and Bravo, so the throttle set and yoke, and then I also have that I haven't even tried yet the Velocity 1 from Turtle Beach joystick setup, the Velocity 1 Flight. It's like an all-in-one yoke and throttle setup. Haven't even tried it yet. Still in the box.
That is a name I have not heard in years.
Right? When's the last time you had a Turtle Beach video sound card in your computer?
I know. Or well, I think Creative might still be around.
Creative Labs. I think my very first sound card. No, it wasn't. It was after a Turtle Beach. It was like a Diamond. You remember Diamond?
I do remember Diamond.
Mm.
The funny thing about sound cards, though, is that, you know, you go way back if a sound card was like a really cool peripheral that you didn't actually have to have. I actually go back with playing around on computers to the Apple II. And that little annoying speaker that these days all it does is beep.
Yeah. But that was the thing back then. Gilly says, don't look behind me. Yes, that's the echo. And Eric says, oh, cool, this is why you need to get it set up. You know, honestly, I bought the rig, the metal rig that holds my steering wheel right now. It's got my steering wheel and pedals for driving ATS. I actually bought that to put the flight controls on so I could sit on my couch and I could just fly around on my big screen TV. I just haven't done it.
Huh. Okay.
What do you got?
So this now goes on here. I just attached the upper stairs. There are three lugs 3 sockets, 3 lugs on the back of here, plus a couple of pins that fit in here. Oh, and that's why it wasn't going in, pins in the floor. So you set the pins in the floor, and then it pops right in. And it shows only 2 screws going in, and that makes sense because the 3rd screw you would need a crooked screwdriver to get to. They put a screw hole there, but it's all next to impossible to get to. I won't try and put something into it just in case they tell me later on that I have to attach something there. It was kind of funny. I was looking around for this part going, where is that? And these stairs actually took a lot longer than I expected. I'm just looking to make sure, because I have a couple of parts left over here. Okay, they go in the rear wall along with these hinges. This is actually the last pack that I have in here, and depending on how long it takes, I may or may not go get one more pack for tonight.
Ah, it's just one panel.
Yeah, but it's also got these parts that go in.
Yeah. More packs. So yeah, I had a doctor's appointment for this Thursday and I had to cancel it because I had a cold yesterday. Flu-like symptoms. And I'm sure Not the
they
vid,
said,
right?
No, not the vid, just flu-like symptoms. And I'm sure they'd have said, have you had flu-like symptoms? I say, yeah. They say, go away. So I just went away. I preemptively went away. The only problem is it took me about 2.5 months to get that appointment. And it's just a checkup. But now my new appointment is in February. Okay, so take the staircase. They've got it laying down like this. This fits on here somehow. Looking at pictures right now, trying to figure out. Okay. Lug here with screw hole. Stairs are a little springy. Okay, it does go like that. I couldn't see them putting this big chunk of plastic back behind the stairs like that. That's what happens. And let me see. Oh, it goes in place with JP screws. I like calling out the screws because Ian hates it.
Always call them out. It's helpful.
Yeah, I know. But Ian has commented about people who build and show each and every screw. Not on my streams, he hasn't, but
Well, he also says if he doesn't like it, he can change the channel. So
yeah. There's that too. But, well, actually, last week he said that you yelled at him.
I did yell at him.
Why are you here? Why aren't you over here?
He hurt my poor little feelings.
Well, that's not very nice of him.
I remember as a kid they used to say, when you wake up, you have a sign, and your sign is your self-esteem. And every time somebody says something mean, somebody tears off a piece of your sign.
I never heard that.
So you have no sign left, and I think at that point you go postal? I don't know. Is that when you go
Yeah.
insane? You go nuts? Break out the AK-47?
That's actually what I do on Far Cry. I've gotten really good at headshots on Far Cry too.
I just steal helicopters. Blow everything up from the air.
I've always been a stealth kind of player.
Oh. Do you shoot the alarm box from far away? So they can't
Oh,
call
yeah.
reinforcements? Oh, yeah. There you go.
Anything I can do from as far away as I can,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I do.
Beating the guys on the roofs, headshot them from far away.
Oh yeah. Always look for always find the sniper. That's the guy
Gilly
you look
laughed.
for first.
Yeah. Gilly laughed at my postal comment. Here's your sign.
All right. There's a bunch of legs on the bottom here. I'm waving the battery box around like I don't care. I will
And that
tape it
base
back
plate,
in.
that silver plate is metal?
Yes.
Ah, gotcha.
Let me see. There are. Says two of them circled blue. Oh, okay. It's two of the sockets, these two here, are circled in blue in the instructions telling you that's part of the staircase wall. All I care about is how many freaking screws do I have to put into this, and it says 8.
And what kind are they?
JP.
Kenneth is here. Hello, Kenneth. Says hello and good evening
Hello,
from
Kenneth.
Atlanta, Georgia. You think he knows Ian?
I don't know. Do you think he wants to know Ian?
No. We don't even want to know Ian. We love him, but we don't want to know him.
Yeah. Well, that's how it works. That's what happens with family. You don't want to talk to the guy, but
You invite him to dinner anyway.
yep. As I'm doing this, I'm making sure that I'm looking through and making sure that I get all the screws, because there's a whole bunch of holes on the bottom here.
Gordon says, well, it's definitely a big bus. Yeah, he's just doing one corner.
Yeah. This actually is pretty much the width of the back of the bus.
That's like the whole rear end, isn't it?
Yeah, this is everything. This right here is basically where the rear wheels are. It'll attach, or right here. This attaches right behind the wheels.
Gilly says, we don't want to know Ian. But he's here now, so that's it.
Okay.
Kenneth says, know and love your channel and just CA.
I retract my statement from earlier about the plug being too short.
I can't see what you're
Because-
doing. You're off the screen again.
There.
There you go.
That's
That's
how
better.
that goes in there. And the board is right behind. The only reason
Oh.
that you don't put the screws in there now is so that you can get the other wires in.
Kenneth says he just came across your YouTube and he loves your videos.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Welcome.
Yeah. Yes, welcome. And there should be a link if you want to join up with Hobby Time Modelers. There should be a link in the description for our Discord. Wow, that was a really odd way to say Discord.
Mm.
I would love to put screws into that battery box so that it's not flopping all over the place. Only problem with that thought is that if I do that, well, if I do that, I'm going to end up wearing out the screw holes.
Do it. Do you know what size screws go in there?
I don't.
Where's Dave?
That's the problem. Dave, where are you? Dave's not here.
Look ahead in the instructions. They're probably JP.
No, they're probably DP.
Oh,
They are just for giggles.
or just a piece of tape. Just so it's not flopping around.
I think the tape's a better idea. Because the tape can come back off and not be in the way.
Eric says, any word on sicko yod? Okay.
What the heck is sicko yod?
You tell me. You speak Eric?
Oh, actually I do.
Does he mean Cisco?
Yes, he means Cisco yod.
Here, I will text Francisco and we'll find out where he is. Let's see what he is doing. He says Cisco and he can't spell it. That was excellent. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, sweetheart. D is never going to let him live that one down. We love you, Eric.
We do. Okay, so these hinges are going to go here and here. So this box actually opens and these go on with AP screws.
What is this little box that opens?
Let me see. It says take the box. It doesn't tell you what the box is.
Excellent.
But actually, it doesn't tell you yet.
Kenneth says, I would subscribe, but I haven't been working since February this year, but I will subscribe when I do go back to work again.
Subscribing's free.
Yeah. Not join the channel, just subscribe. Subscribing's free.
Yeah. Make sure I've got this on here right. And I don't. I'm trying to put these hinges on backwards.
Oh, look who's calling me.
Sicko?
Yep.
He's probably watching and he's going to tell you to smack Eric around.
He might be.
No, he's like, Todd, I'm in jail. They busted me at the border with this contraband sword.
With the blade to my lightsaber.
Yep. These are the times that I wish my fingers were just a little bit smaller.
Yes, that's how you spell it, Gilly. Cisco. Just like the lard.
I remember that stuff. I
Mhm.
looked up and saw how he spelled it. This could get irritating fast.
Kenneth said, I meant to be a member on your channel. Yeah, we don't have members. Not on the channel.
No,
But he did
no, we don't
subscribe.
do
Excellent. Welcome.
everything we do is, except for 5 of us that are the core members that own the StreamYards. You know, we pay for StreamYards, but everything we do for people who watch and people who join is free.
Should join our main channel. I don't know if he's watching on Hobby Time Modelers or if he's watching on your channel, Buck, but he should
He's
subscribe to Hobby Time Modelers too.
He's on my channel. There is a link to both. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you saw what I did tonight, Todd. I did a little bit different.
Mhm.
I decided to take a page out of Dave's book, and I left everybody that is on Hobby Time Modelers that joins the Friday streams, and we've got on the Friday streams, you know, all the channels and everything.
Mhm.
That is now in the description. These hinges are a little bit of a bear.
Yeah, you know, I was going to throw those in your descriptions on HTM, but I those are your videos, so I don't want to mess with them. I just cleaned up some of the numbers, like adding the number sign and stuff, so it's consistent.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I try and do my videos. I try and make sure everything is consistent. That's why I do the.
Why did it do that? Well, that's our channel, our Hobby Time Modelers channel, minus the plus at the end. I don't know why.
Yeah,
the plus is too close to the enter key. That was me, fat fingering it.
This box, the box itself is going to be bolted somewhere. This part is the part that moves. Now it says take the box lid. Attach it there using AP screws again.
Yes, there's the link to our main channel.
Yep. Well, like I said, all of that is also in the description of my video.
Yep.
It's funny because my descriptions have gone from, you know, where I used to describe exactly, you know, what I'm doing. This is going to, you know, expect to do this part. I still do a little bit of that, but more than anything, my descriptions, it's like, yeah, I'm streaming tonight. Here's all the guys I hang out with.
Yeah, I replaced all those. There was a bunch in the live streams where it's like, we're just hanging out.
Yeah. Well, if it says we're just hanging out or something like that, that's Eric. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I don't look at that. The magic box looks pretty good. Although scratched up. I did some weathering on the hinge.
Yeah, weathering. Excellent.
But yeah.
Did we decide what that box is for?
Not yet.
No.
I know it's going to go on like this. Wait a minute. Nope, not quite. Maybe the fire extinguisher or something like that. Oh crap, this thing is heavy. Because there's these 2 lugs here that fit into those lugs there. Might not have anything in there. Might just be there for show.
Because I know the what was it, the front of it had a used ticket box. I wonder if it's something like that, or maybe that holds
Yeah.
the
That's the ticket
schedules.
box.
Is that what it is?
That's what this one is. This was going to go back here.
Maybe it holds like the bus schedules. You can take a copy of them home, like a Chinese takeout menu.
I just about ripped off the battery box, even though it's taped onto it. So that goes on there, and JP screws. Both channels. Thank you very much, Kenneth.
Oh, here. I was wondering if Dave was still here. Dave said it's the conductor's box for tickets in the ticket machine.
Ah. Oh, okay. You buy the ticket, and you walk 3 feet and throw the ticket in the bin. That's cool.
Yeah, Kenneth says that he subscribed to both channels. He's blown away by the awesomeness videos. Wow, oh wow.
Yeah, I read that. I think that's really cool.
Well, thanks for joining.
Yes, absolutely. Almost seems like that should go back just a hair, because top of the box, although it is flush back here, the top of the box, you can see the red, but on the other hand, when you look at it from outside, it's not going to be that noticeable. Like, where is that pole? It's too long to get lost. Says you might need to hold this with a pair of pliers to get it to
Tighten the
it's gonna
screw.
want to spin. Yeah.
It's not keyed on either end.
Nope.
Mm.
This is going to be one of those ones that is in danger of getting snapped off. What I'm going to try, since it is cutting the threads as I go, I'm going to thread this thing outside the bus. Oh yeah. That will work beautifully. I don't know if you saw how far down I got the screw, how far I threaded it, but it should be perfect. Old aircraft maintainer, cannon plugs.
And you're off screen again.
Thank you. Yeah, fingers from doing cannon plugs. You can grab things a lot of times that other people can't hold in place. Okay, so this little flap here goes in here. It's not really a box. It's a used ticket fake box.
It's got a shredder built in. You just can't see it.
Yeah, must have something.
In goes old tickets. Out comes kitty litter.
Yeah. So DP screws. One on each side. I've decided I need a setup like Steve's, except for that it follows. The camera
Right.
will follow me where I go.
Well, give me
Yeah.
remote zoom pan tilt. PTZ.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me remote control. Control your cameras and everything. Turn the lights off.
Yeah, but your opportunity to do that went away when I put on the headphones.
Hmm.
So 2 screws in there to make that look like it's actually a box. Then on here, this is going to go on with silver DP screws. This is strictly holes, no pins. The silver DP screws that have been sitting up here for the last 15, 20 minutes. This is actually the first couple of first stage that you didn't use all the parts or all the screws in the stage that you got.
The screws carry over to another stage. This is the first time.
Yes, these silver screws. I'm working on stage 60 right now, and they actually were from, I want to say it was 59, maybe even, might have been 58, I think. I don't think they were from this stage. I'm going to have to start setting up Discord so that I've got the top view and a side view. Or not Discord, but OBS. Because I look up and I see all you guys see is my fat. All you guys see is my fat hand and the top of the screwdriver. See, and that's the thing is, for a while I did that with my face. I'd have the one camera pointing at my face, the other at whatever I was doing on OBS, and then the cameras ended up plugged in to where they would no longer talk to the computer if they were both on at the same time.
Mm.
And this is the handrail to start up the stairs. There's a pin. Yeah, let me look. Okay, I'm trying to put it down here. It goes up here. There's 3 holes for each part here, 3 holes here. There's 6 or 2 tabs down here on the bottom. This will go on here like that. And then on there like that. And it's going to be 6 more of the silver GPs. Oh, I didn't point out something either earlier, Todd. When I was doing the other silver screws earlier, I actually, other than that one that didn't fit, pulled out the exact number that I needed. I kind of impress myself when I do that, but I'm very easily impressed. That one's going to be interesting.
Francisco came back, said he's quarantining himself because the kids got sick the last couple days he was out there, so he didn't make sure he spread the plague.
Yeah. So he doesn't want to be known as Typhoid Cisco?
COVID Cisco?
Yeah. It's like, what was it they used to always test us for? And I'm going way back. Back in grade school, they would test us for something before we could work in the cafeteria, which it was funny. We'd work for free. It was TB time test. And it was really funny because I never tested positive, but my mom is a carrier. She will test positive, but won't have it. So she could never work in a cafeteria.
Eric says to tell Sicko to get better. I will.
One of these times, you guys are going to have to, when you're doing something on your stuff or like on a Friday stream or something,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have to go, hey, Sicko. And he's going to have to go, hey, Pancho.
Well, he used to
Let me
fly
see.
my 737 sim with me, so I don't know. Maybe we set up a camera and something. I don't know. Figure out how to do some flying. I don't know.
Let me go ahead, because that is actually it. But I don't feel like I'm done yet.
I don't feel like you're done yet either.
So let me take
One more.
a look. That's what I'm thinking. Let me take a look at the what it says, because the next one I don't think is enough for a full stream.
Karina
Oh, wait.
says hello, by the way. Hi, Karina.
Hi, Karina. No, on second thought, the next one is enough for a full stream. Or maybe not for a full stream, but it is doing the hood or the bonnet. Okay. These don't get attached until later on. But looking at how as I love to do this, there's the lug there. Okay, it's underneath the stairs.
Man, I'd be afraid to break that pole off.
I know, I am.
I would have put that on, later, right before it needed to be sealed in place. It's
The only problem with that, and I might still take it off, the only problem with that is that this is going to go on. When this goes on, you're not going to be able to get to the screw.
Does that Machesi piece cover the screw?
Yeah, the chassis, when this goes onto the chassis, actually the chassis won't cover that because that's on the very bottom.
I was going to say, isn't it open under there?
Yeah, it should be. But this, let me sit this back on here. It was on there better before. Oh, okay, that's what it is. I'm not matching up the lugs on the stairs. It's being a bit fiddly.
I used to never say fiddly until I started watching Wayne's streams.
Yes. There we go. Show it upside right. So that's how the stairs will go on, or the back panel will go on. Go up the stairs like that. There will be a window back here.
That is a very
looks
narrow
like-
stairway.
Oh, yeah.
Like the average American would get stuck.
I would too. But I do agree with you, Todd. I am not going to.
I just want to risk it.
inadvertently- Yeah. Well,
Not
so
if you can get to the screw. Like you can wait till the last minute to. I assume that's going to screw into the roof too. But
Actually, I think I have the feeling there's just going to be a socket. that it
or like a
plugs
pin
into
or a
on the-
peg or something.
Yeah. Where did I put the roof? It's right there. Get this screw back in here. I'll do the same thing that I did last week with the rest of the. If it'll fit, it's not going to fit there. It's going to have to go in the spare parts box. But inside here, in the screw box, that's where I put all the poles for the seats.
Oh, perfect.
This won't quite fit.
So was that a yay or nay on one more?
I looked at it and it's going to be too much.
Ah, gotcha.
It would take another hour. That's where this is going to go.
Oh,
So when the
that
roof
has to
goes
go up
on-
into something.
No.
There's a screw
it's
hole
just-
in the end of it?
No. It's screwed down here.
Yeah.
Once this goes on here, it's held in place. It's not going to.
You're off camera.
It's held in
There you
place,
go.
and it's not going to go. It's not.
No,
gonna
there's
go
definitely a screw hole in the end of that. That's getting screwed to something. Like the next floor
Oh,
up or
right.
something.
There is a screw hole. I didn't see it
Yeah.
before.
I just, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't put that in until you had that panel that it's going to go into. Or the roof went on,
Yeah.
something.
Well, once the roof goes on, this will go in there.
Yeah.
What I will probably do. Yeah. I know you said it, and I will say it again because I think I was busy flapping my gums. Hi, Karina.
Is it like hearing your name on TV?
Yeah. But what I'll probably do, because next Monday is when I plan on doing 62 and 63, I might do something I'll do something this week for that other one. It'll probably be only an hour-long stream, but I'll do the other one where the other one is just putting the bonnet on. Thank you very much, Chris. I'm glad you were able to make it. But yeah, I'll probably do that one on I don't want to commit myself to a single day. I got a lot going on at work this week. And I don't know if you can hear it, I still got the scratchy throat. Let me go ahead and change, and I'm sorry folks, but I cannot wear can't wear the goofy hat and the headphones at the same time, but I can. That's this one. Yeah, that's the right one. Can kill this light panel. Appreciate you guys stopping by. I'm loving the way this thing is going together. It's kind of funny because one of the in the next section, once you put the cabin onto the chassis, they had a shot of it, and it's so funny. Hood show. I appreciate it, Gilly. They have a shot of it, and it looks like an old style American school bus. It really does. So I'm going to call it for tonight. Had a lot of fun. I really appreciate people stopping by. I enjoy the fact that you guys enjoy watching. And thank you very much, Dave. That means a lot from you because I watch yours, and if you're happy with what I'm doing, I'm happy. All right, Eric. So, like and subscribe. Also, go look in the description. Come on over to our Discord. Come on over to our Facebook. Hobby Time Modeler is growing, not real fast, but we're growing. We're Well, actually, we're doing pretty good. We started in, I want to say, April, and I think we're almost to 100 people on Facebook. We're up to, I think, 50 subscribers on YouTube, and we're just growing. And we welcome all modelers. There are very few reasons why we would not let you join in and stay with us. So have a great evening. Have a great tomorrow. Take care of yourselves out there, and we'll catch you next time.